My parents had a hobby. They used to move every year, almost every year, from one place to the other. During that, I lost my sister as well. So farewelling and death are very close in my soul. I mean, it's difficult for me now to move from one place to the other. And I had an exhibition in Israel that I called permanently temporary, because this is what I was as a child. We used to move every year. So some of the things I packed, like the pictures on the moving sculpture, and I packed things, or the bed with the folded mattress. Someone has to leave, but he doesn't want to, so he makes everything that is supposed to be light and movable, makes it heavy and staying neither here nor there. That was the exhibition that I called permanently temporary. It all started with a suitcase with the roots that I looked at and I said, oh, it's me. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be a child that has a home in a place and not move all the time. From my point of view as a child, my parents were moving, so when I did the show Permanently Temporary, when I got to try to describe myself when I was a child, I put myself in a box, either cooperating with the situation or hiding or playing. Many people will think it's a Holocaust piece. Some will smile and say, oh, I was playing with boxes when I was a child, so I want to leave it open. But I call it self-portrait because as a child I used to live in boxes because my parents used to pack everything, including the children, and move all the time. I love them all. They're all my babies. Actually, there are some that mean more to me, or I see that people react more to. One of them, for example, is Roots, the suitcase with the roots. It's very Israeli for Israelis, because it tells the story of people coming from around the world, especially Europe, let's say, after the Holocaust, with their suitcases, putting roots in the ground. But at the same time, it can be the American story. You can put it in Alice Island. It's my own story, because my parents used to move every year, and I think I was a child who wanted to put roots in the ground and stay where we are. This is one example. This sculpture represented Israel at the UN 60th anniversary in Geneva. And people from different places in the world came to me and told me their story after watching the sculpture. So this is one example. Another one is Point. It's the ballet slipper on the very tough piece of iron, that it bends it a little, and for me it shows the power of femininity. I'm working in an industrial area next to the welders and the garage, and so people are coming to me very often asking me if I make bars. And I don't make bars for windows, but one day I decided I'm going to make bars, and I went to a prison and I took photographs of bars, keys, and fences for the whole day. And from there, I created few sculptures. That's the cradle, and the apron with the bars. And then I decided I want to make a shirt of a prisoner. It's also made of bars, like lines, out of stripes of iron. And I borrowed a shirt of a prisoner, and immediately I saw it was a shirt that, like, coming out of the concentration camps in the Holocaust. And it took me there. And this sculpture is like a shirt of a Holocaust victim with the number, and the number is my Social Security, my ID number, the beginning of my number. And what I wanted to do is to identify myself with the Holocaust victims. And the ribs or the stripes are there as a prison stripes or ribs of a person, so that this is what it is all about. They say that there is no limit for what an artist can see and think. Not always I know where it's coming from. It happens. But if I go for childhood memories, for instance, so this is how I got to the photo album, for example. I looked at the photos and minimalized, and left it empty for everyone to put his own photos inside. There is nothing I can say that will say these ideas are coming from here and there. It's coming from my mind and my soul, but it's walking in the street and seeing something that will intrigue me and will come up with an idea, or taking a theme like permanently temporary and put the ideas under this title. The title brings the ideas as well. The most exciting thing for me is when someone watches my sculpture and comes up with his own story. I mean, I want people to get attracted or to be contacted to my sculptures through their own personal story, their own feelings. Some people will come into the exhibition and will say, there is sense of humor. The others will cry. I mean, it depends on where you are, what your own story is. I'm telling my own story, my people's story, my country's story, but the narrative can be adapted by anyone from his point of view. That's what I really want to happen.